We have two panel discussions in this session. The first is with people from the Central Asian region, and the second is with European forwarders or logistics companies. The first I would like to introduce is Cankat Yildiz from Turkey, from Eurasia Pacific. Hello.
Middle Corridor Logistics.
Okay, all right, welcome. And as you see, Leila Betyrbekova, hi. And she has brought a lot of people because you are right now in Poti, right? In Georgia.
Exactly. We're close to Poti Port. Warm welcome from Georgia, from the Black Sea.
And you have a conference there right now discussing the possibilities on the Caspian Sea. And you actually managed to get 3 other people from the conference into our conference, which is great. Can you all introduce yourself?
Maybe I will help with an introduction. Starting from the right hand of me, this is Gaidar Abdikerimov, who is the Secretary General of TITR or Middle Corridor Association and gathering all the participants of the corridor within association. Left to me, it is Abai Turikpenbayev, General Director of Aktau Port, which is a main window for the container traffic via Caspian Sea when we talk about this western part of Caspian. And Aidar Orzhanov, General Director of Kazmortransflot, which is a shipping company operating at the Caspian Sea. Well, not only one operating company, but one of them. So this is a panelist from our side.
We are surely... we're surely looking at a panel of experts because I think you know a lot of things that we don't know about the Caspian Sea. But the first question we have is, who is in charge of the Middle Corridor? Who can answer that question?
I think it's for Gaidar, who is in charge for TITR.
So can you please help us? What does TITR do exactly?
Добрый день, уважаемые участники саммита.
Good day, dear participants. I will help with translation.
All right.
A bit.
Я специально говорю на русском языке, чтобы вы четко поняли, и Лейла помогла нам перевести информацию, которую я вам сейчас сообщу.
I'm potentially speaking in English in order to Leila to help with to translate, but I will be more accurate and more specificity in all the details. So that's why
Middle Corridor — это молодая организация, которому исполнилось 5 лет.
Middle Corridor is a very young organization, which is 5 years, has 5 years anniversary this year.
Мы работаем на транспортном рынке 5 лет. У нас в составе из 8 стран 20 транспортных организаций.
At the moment, we are functioning with and working with 20 companies who are members of TITR Association, and it is representatives of from the 8 countries.
У нас есть транспортные решения для Европы в 23 направлениях из Юго-Восточной Азии, Центральной Азии, через Каспийское море.
We have around 23 direction lines for the European market. We're going to propose from Central Asia, from Eastern Asia, and
Через Каспийское море.
everything through Caspian Sea, but там была Центральная Азия, Восточная,
Юго-Восточная
and Southern, and Southern, yeah. So
Sorry.
all Asian destinations, we propose everything via Caspian Sea.
У нас более 11 тысяч километров протяженности коридора.
The whole length of the corridor is more than 11,000 kilometers.
6 портов морских.
6 ports are within our structure.
Let me, if I can, Leila, I would like to interrupt because I have some specific questions about corridor. Which influence do you have as?
Какое влияние?
Which influence do you have as an organization to improve the quality of the corridor?
Влияние на что?
What влияние?
Тарифы, скажи.
Тарифы. Насколько вы можете повлиять на улучшение трафика как организация?
Можем увеличить.
Мы диспетчеризируем наши все грузы.
We're making dispatching of the cargo. we forming the tariffs,
Да.
forming the tariffs. So that was the main functions if you want us to answer short.
Okay,
Next
so
year,
about the tariffs. About the tariffs, because one of the challenges on the middle corridor, what we heard, are the tariffs. So why is it so difficult to bring these tariffs down?
Почему так сложно опустить эти тарифы вниз?
Потому что с технической точки реализации маршрут очень сложный.
Because from the technical perspective, the route itself is not so easy. That's why there are, of course, limitations to increase them.
Мы проходим, наш маршрут является мультимодальным,
You know, it's multimodal route,
и мы проходим 2 моря.
and we pass two seas.
Это минимум. Да.
Also, it's increased demand. At the moment, it's amazingly high demand on the market. That's also pushes
Okay.
prices up.
So TITR is in charge of the whole middle corridor, but I also heard that there is a joint venture in forming between all the countries along the road. Is that an official announcement, or what's the difference of these two organizations?
Да, но
Yes, it is official.
придется подождать до конца года, пока все это реализуется.
At least until the end of the year, we would wait, because it will be on official level quite a not fast process.
So when do you expect this organization to be official?
Начало 23-го года. Начало середины.
We hope beginning middle of the next year.
And how will it help?
Как это поможет?
Как это поможет? Смотрите, произойдет экспрессия цепи поставок. Это
Ускорение.
Facilitation. It will be more, let's say, facilitation of the transshipment, because this will influence more on more practical, smooth passing through the countries. Because now they will have one shareholder, one pool of shareholders, and they will really operate as a one unique enterprise.
All right, I will move on because we talked about the organization, we talked about the tariffs and transshipment. Now the Caspian Sea, and the gentleman next to you from Aktau may be able to answer this question. We hear of a lot of challenges on the Caspian Sea, such as the weather, for example, and the wind, and that only in summer it's actually possible to cross the sea. What are you doing to improve the circumstances there?
Aidar, Kazmortransflot shipping company.
Hello there. We're operating there. As a company, we're operating in the Caspian Sea for over 20 years. And yes, there are weather conditions. Mostly they are in the winter, but we operate through the winter. There are some, let's say, weather delays, but the standard for shipping practice, such as in Black Sea and in the Caspian, is similar. So the route from Aktau to Baku operates throughout the year. There are some weather delays, but they are not very significant, mostly in the winter time.
Is it enough? Maybe Cankat, you can answer that question. Is it enough? What is the current capacity on the Caspian Sea?
Well, actually, it depends on the numbers of vessels, actually. Yes, there are some delays because of weather during winter term. But as you see, there are some professional shipping companies there, and 2 of the vessels are only for middle corridor shipments from China to Europe. So maybe it will be more in the near future, and then the transit times will get better. But it's clearly that we need some more investments in the Caspian.
Do you see any volume increase?
May I add from the shipping line? Right now we operate 1 vessel from Aktau to Baku. There is another operated by Azerbaijani shipping company, ASCO. We're going to add 2 more vessels within 3 months. So in total, we'll have at least 4 vessels dedicated for container transportation from in the cross-Caspian Sea.
Maybe I'm naive, but when I hear 3 vessels and I imagine a lot of trains, to me it sounds like it is not enough, but maybe I'm wrong. Can you help me out in this?
You mean, what do you mean? Not enough vessels still?
Yes, is that true?
Here's another plans which Gaidar may add as well.
На этом,
All TITR plans.
на этом участке мы планируем еще привлечь дополнительные фидерные суда.
Additional feeder vessels will be also on top of Kazmortransflot and ASCO, what they have and launching right now. It will be more vessels to come.
Okay.
Где-то к середине года, в месяце мы увеличим его 3 раза.
To September, we will go to triple current volume, which means around 6 vessels.
Yeah.
Around 6 vessels in September.
Yeah, around
Hope
6
so.
vessels in September. Would that be enough? Is anyone would like to say something about that, or would like to ask for more vessels? Mr.
I
Chuck?
make my comment on this as well. Will it be enough? I believe, like step by step, there we will face with new challenges all over the corridor. It's also in the railways system as well, because there will be need in additional locomotives and wagons and so on. That means we will face and step by step, we will be see how the picture evaluated and try all together to do them. Maybe Port of Aktau can also make your plans, their plans, huh? Что у вас будет делать в ближайшие месяцы по расширению? Вашей капацитета.
Мощность.
Наша мощность уже сейчас
It's about
позволяет
the capacity right now of Port of Aktau
переваливать 120 тысяч ТФЕ.
allows 120,000 TEUs capacity right now.
Кроме того,
On top of that,
на нашей территории находится еще Актауский морской север,
there is Aktau Northern Terminal, direct widening part,
который имеет мощность 65-70 тысяч
which
контейнеров.
means 65-70,000 TEUs capacity.
Поэтому запас нашей мощности по перевалке контейнеров очень большой.
That's why there is some room to increase. But we also will monitor how it is going and try to fulfill all the demands.
Но в любом случае мы разрабатываем проект по строительству, расширению площади на 19 гектаров и строительству контейнерного моста.
We're working now at the feasibility and the investigations in order to increase our area up to 190 additional hectares area, because it will need increase of the whole port capacities as well.
Yeah. Now I would like to raise an important topic, because when I speak to people in the region, there's a little bit of the chicken-egg story. On the one hand, investors are less likely to invest because the demand is not enough. But the people who should supply that demand are saying there should be more investments. So how can we make sure that one of the two comes forward? And Cankat, maybe you can answer that question.
Well, actually, when we are talking about the capacity, people there, the professionals are automatically compare with the northern corridor. So let's separate it. Beginning from 2017, the capacity is remarkably increased in the middle corridor in Caspian Sea. But the capacity will be never enough comparing with the northern one. We should be honest about it. Last year it was 1.5 million TEUs on northern corridor. We will get them and we will increase them, but with our partners in Caspian Sea, in Azerbaijan, in Georgia. But please do not compare that part. Okay, that's what I can say.
Yeah. So we are expecting more capacity to come, but for now we might still facing the dilemma between increasing volumes and the limited capacity. So do you give priority to certain cargo or certain clients when the capacity is limited?
Well, it depends on the operators. I think they should have some separation. But it's something company policy or the priorities. So it's hard to answer this question right now.
All right, I would like to give the audience the chance to ask questions too, because we not always have this expert of panels available. There are some questions online.
I would say more like a comment, because it's from Stephanie from Interrail, said that they used the services via the middle corridor in January, February, so before the crisis. And the transit time in average border between Kazakhstan and Mersin was 43 days. So why it takes so long? How you can make the services more attractive, even though it's just an alternative? I'd like to maybe address this question first to Cankat.
Well, there are bottlenecks. We all know it. Congestion points. Let me tell you about our side. Maybe Leila can explain you about the Caspian and the Kazakhstan side. But beginning from Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey, the main issue is the Ahıl station, the transfer station, and the entrance in the Turkish border. Now, by now, there are 400 containers waiting, and more than 700 containers on the way. The issue here is the limited capacity on the border crossings. The Aktau Port, the Baku Aliyat Port are very professional ports. They are doing very well, actually. They are improving, as gentleman told you. But here is, we need to improve the capacity just after Azerbaijan. In the near future, there are very serious investment plans, but in the near future, we have to develop some other solutions. And these solutions must be multimodal and intermodal solutions. Our guys are now in Poti. They are discussing Poti and maybe Constanta vessel shipping. But another option is trucking. We should consider trucking as a bypassing operation from Georgia through Turkey, and it's a serious option for our customers in short term.
All right, thank you very much. From the audience here, is there anyone who would like to ask a question? Otherwise, we ask you questions. What are the challenges right now that you are facing and you would like to address? Maybe you can go around.
Hello? Hey. We're not operating on the middle corridor. You're not, but if you have to convince your clients of using the middle corridor.
Yeah, I think we will be facing the same type of comments. That wouldn't be a good...
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the lady in red?
Claudia.
Thank you. Well, I truly believe, and hi Leila, nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
I truly believe that the middle corridor for now is not an alternative to the North Route. I think there is homework to be done. If we hear it's 400 containers on the border and 700 on the way, this will not solve our problem in the immediate future. I do believe that this is an alternative if the capacities are increased.
Do you have the impression that things will be better? Maybe.
I hope so.
You hope so, but is anyone confident about it?
May I add or start maybe, or to whom you addressed? If it's me, if it's we are, I can tell that here in Poti it's a lot of discussion also regarding the capacity and developing the legs of the corridor via Black Sea. The capacity of, for instance, APM terminals here is 550,000 container tails, and all the partners within TITR need to work strongly now regarding the feeder lines via Black Sea, and then in addition to Turkey leg, which is stable, but we need to increase also to legs via sea. So let's hope this work in coming months will go successfully.
All right.
It's partially an answer of the question.
Leila, in my perspective, actually, it's up to Poti or up to any Georgian port or border. I think the capacity is somehow you can work on. What I see, the biggest bottleneck and the biggest concern for now is getting from Poti into Europe. Because if you go via Turkey and then all the way by train from Istanbul to wherever, Budapest, Vienna, that's an extension of another at least 14 days. Considering going out from Poti by ship through Piraeus or to the Adriatic Sea, that's another at least 14 days. So the total transit time with all this European side again, in my opinion, ideas or what you can do is giving the whole product actually a transit time that is not sustainable. And especially not if we are now on 10 to 14 days on the North Corridor.
And I want to ask the audience, what's your main reason of being hesitant to use Middle Corridor if it's the only real alternative for now? Or you are basically thinking of shifting back to sea shipping?
It's a matter of price and transit time compared to ocean freight. And if you end up with 40 days and 15,000 US dollars, you can just stay on ocean.
Maybe we can have some other comments on that.
How about the sustainability concern? Are we now dropping this out because of the transit time?
How? May I repeat, because I'm not sure that I really, if you can, please speak louder a bit. So, how we can improve transit time, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
How we can increase the transit time? Как мы можем укоротить транзитное время? Какие-то идеи?
Да.
Yes, maybe. May I ask?
Если вы будете заблаговременно планировать перевозку и давать четкие данные, полную информацию о грузе и полную сопроводительные транспортные документы, то проблем будет меньше, намного меньше, чем вы сталкиваетесь, когда проводите такое незапланированное мероприятие.
So, for instance, there can be such a smart, small solution like pre-informing. In case if we will be in advance knowing what is your plans, types of cargo, volume and so on. Let's say, for instance, at least not like last minute, but in a month or even earlier, that this is planned, it will be fulfilled very, very and served very fast and well.
So who should we contact for that? Inform you.
And controlling of your counterparties as well. So,
транспортные документы правильно заполнять.
Because often happens, it's some mistakes and errors within transporting documents as well. Sometimes it's crazy and not serious things which influence.
Тогда у нас на территории быстро.
Then on the corridor, everything will be shipping faster. So it is also digitalization process, which we want to have. Then it will erase a lot of, cancel all the many problems which arise due to documentation as well, which travels together with the cargo.
Yeah. All right. I would like to thank you very much. We are stuck in time, so I think we are moving on. I would like to thank you all very much for joining us. You have a great conference in Poti. Hopefully, you will have a good conclusion in the end, and we, of course, will write about it. And
Sorry,
Cankat,
we still have a question.
Okay, last question then.
Yeah, thanks. In your view, is today the capacity constraint, is it a physical capacity constraints or it's a red tape issue? Or it's a mix of both? I mean, is it due to custom clearance, papers, or it's really, I mean, if you have to explain, is it 50-50, 70, I don't know. What would be the main reason, do you think?
It is an issue. It is an issue of everything. Even so, the personnel as well who didn't see such a huge volumes, and also for them it will be a first experience. In any case, the time is now limited. I guess those who are interested, they can find us all, and I would be shared with to share with the contacts of my colleagues for further on if you need some deeper And I myself mostly all the time in Brussels and would be ready to talk about how EU can also be helpful in making all the processes faster and smoother. At your disposal, I'm mostly in Brussels as well.
All right, thank you very much. We will share your contact details with the audience here. Thank you very much.